Hello, lovely. Welcome back. Today, episode 73, lining up a schedule with your priorities. Wow, right? I'm so excited to share this with you this week. Also, just FYI, I'm looking out my window and we have the most beautiful hydrangeas blooming, and the ones in the front are limelights. They're almost like these big, huge off-white / light limey puffs. Oh my goodness, they are amazing. So I'm just admiring them. But anyway, back to the episode. So lining up a schedule with your priorities. So this is the difference between having a to-do list or even scheduling items on a calendar, having a lot of things planned, and kind of doing some of them versus having a schedule that is very intentional, that simplifies a to-do list and includes the priorities that you share in conversation on a regular basis that you want to do. So this is a time in your life where you're past to-do lists that are pretty only. Listen, to-do lists are great. I love writing paper. I love writing lists. I will always be writing and scribbling down for the rest of my life. It's something that I love. But lining up a schedule with your priorities is more than a to-do list. It doesn't rely on a to-do list. So what you plan gets done. This all comes together with a schedule that's practical and on purpose. It's lined up with your priorities. So does this happen to you? Do you ever have conversations with people about how you want to start walking or doing Bible reading, maybe eating better or being more efficient at work? And those things keep getting added to a to-do list. Ooh, like this week, Monday, I'm going to start doing this. But it's not really a routine. It's more like kind of once in a while, and there's not really a feeling of confidence that this is really a part of your routine. It's something you're hoping becomes a routine. And you can even have, really great looking to-do lists that are very organized. A lot of time gets spent on those. And even a schedule that gets put into a beautiful Google Calendar that looks amazing, but it's not followed. So one thing I want you to know is that I understand how frustrating that is. So in today's episode, I'm sharing what a schedule needs to have to be successful and how to fall in love with following through with it. It's really lining up a schedule with your priorities. So what are some common roadblocks with to-do lists? Right? Because the idea of them is really great. They lack a compelling reason why you're doing it. There's like a desire to do them, but there's not really a compelling reason driving you forward to make it happen. And they're also missing a key component that we talked about in last week's episode. So if you haven't listened to that one yet, definitely listen after this episode. It's reinventing yourself, and I'll link that one in the show notes. But some of those roadblocks can look like this. When you have a to-do list and you're just looking at a to-do list, or even looking at a calendar that has been very pretty and very organized and added into a Google file or something like that. So these are some roadblocks to having a to-do list that's like a list of items that you have to do, or even something that's been added to a calendar that's not getting followed through on. Some of those roadblocks can look like, I'm tired. This is a lot. Will I be able to keep this up? I'm overwhelmed. Have these come up for you? Hand raise. I really want to point these out, so I'm going to say them again, just because they can seem like moments that need to be fixed, or possibly your schedule needs to be changed, or they might seem like reasons why you can't follow through. Again, some of those can look like, I'm tired, this is a lot, will I be able to keep this up? I'm overwhelmed. So just notice those thoughts and breathe. Here we go. Those can really seem like moments that need to be fixed or changed, or possibly reasons why you can't follow through now, because it will be too much. That feels very real. So the best news is nothing has gone wrong when these kind of fears come up. It's absolutely normal and expected for there to be some point in your growth where what you want to do appears to be overwhelming. So when there's a spark of fear with a flavor of, can I really keep this up? That's actually a point to celebrate when you notice it. Think about this. I want you to stay with me here. There's no fear or pressure when you have zero intention of doing something. When you know for sure, 100%, you're not going to follow through, you're not going to do it. There's no fear about or pressure. Like, can I maintain? Just not there. The reason fear comes up is because you know deep down you're going to do it. You are going to do this. This is going to become a part of who you are now. So have fun with the fear. Play with that. Notice when you have feelings of like, will I be able to keep this up? And it immediately feels like fear. It's like, oh, I am serious about this. This is no longer like a playful conversation about, one day I'd like to make this habit a part of my routine. This is something you're about to do. So that is something really fun to acknowledge. So congrats for committing to your priorities. Okay, so that first part I mentioned about lining up a schedule with your priorities. What does a schedule need to have to be successful? It really requires the priorities and rest scheduled first. So does this seem backwards? Like right now, what are the first things that go on your schedule? Or if you're not really making a schedule right now, but you're just kind of approaching your week on the fly, what are the first things you think about getting done in the week? Is it rest? Is it the priorities? Just a curious question. This is essential. Scheduling your priorities and rest first. When you look at your schedule and you know exactly when you have chill time planned, let me tell you, it provides a reassurance that you're not going to run on empty. Like you don't have to worry, like, can I really do it this week? You know exactly each day. This is when I'm resting. I have plenty of time set aside to rest this evening. I'm going to get all the sleep in that I need. You will be well taken care of and have the sleep, play, and relax time you crave. The next is priorities. Now, for years, I really wanted to read the Bible every day. That was a goal that I had. I really wanted to make it part of my routine. Such a nice goal, yeah? Seems simple enough. Always getting put down on my to-do list. It wasn't happening. Over and over, I'd say, I do it. I would have multiple conversations with people over and over for years about, I really got to start doing my daily Bible reading. What was the disconnect? This is exactly what we bridge the gap on in my program. The disconnect between over and over saying, I want to do this every week in regular conversations, but not actually doing it. This is what we accomplish in my program. But somehow, for me before, the end of the week would come and oops. It's like I forgot about it, or each time I went to do it, there wasn't enough time. Whatever it was, it wasn't happening. It was definitely not a part of my routine. If this is your experience with something you want to make a part of your routine, not to worry. Lining up a schedule with your priorities will remedy that. Now, if you're curious, I read the Bible every single day. First thing in bed when I wake up. That's just where it's ended up now. I spend about 5 minutes. My alarm literally goes off. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Boink. I don't snooze it. I stop it. First thing I do, Bible reading in the bed. I haven't even sat up yet. But that works for me. That's something I've discovered as lining up a schedule with my priorities. That works for me. I spend about 5 minutes, and it's so productive. It's so useful. It's such a useful 5 minutes. And now it's so regular that I've made this a habit for several years now. And that feels so good to say. So pause right now. Let's use this as a playful moment. Take one thing that is a priority for you, something you've been wanting to add in your daily routine. that hasn't quite made it yet? And imagine what it's like to tell someone, yeah, it's something I've been practicing for years now. I do it every week. I do it every day. It's just a part of what I do. Feels pretty good, huh? That's what lining up a schedule with your priorities will do. And this is what we do in session in my program each week, working with clients. One of the first things we accomplish when we meet is looking at their priorities. What are the things they say they want to do that haven't quite made it into their daily or weekly routine yet? We list them out. We get very clear on them. We pinpoint the specific roadblocks for them. Maybe for them, they have a family and they have a few children, and they are worried that if they start doing things in their routine, they're going to have to sacrifice supporting their family or helping their family. That would definitely be a reason they wouldn't want to continue. But they're actually able to see when we sit down and we pinpoint these roadblocks and look at what they want to accomplish, that they're not sacrificing any needs of their family in order to accomplish this. They can do both. They can support their family and they can line up a schedule with their priorities and goals also. And as a result, they end up having more time with their family, less overwhelm, and their time together is more quality time, whether that's with their family or more quality time in what they're actually doing for themselves. So 1 week at a time in session, those priorities become a part of their daily routine. This is so fun and fulfilling. I'm also a product of my own product, so I can speak to how fulfilling this is even from myself. Each week, each day, knowing what my priorities are, knowing I'm going to do it, knowing I'm going to follow through, and also absolutely in love with my schedule, knowing I'm going to enjoy so much of my week and what I'm going to be able to produce, who I'll be with, what I'll be accomplishing. It's so fulfilling. But what I want to do now is really share some of what my clients have experienced going through this process and accomplishing this for themselves. I've listed out a few for time's sake, but there's really so many more. And as I go through these ones, think about these examples and just think about if this was you saying this about your schedule, your routine, your day-to-day. So let's start with Chelsea. Chelsea said, before I started working with you, I was feeling disappointment because everything was just getting divided attention. Before I started working with you, I would have been like, yeah, really? How? And she was referring to like, how can I have quality attention in my day? She said, yeah, really, how? Because I have too much going on to give quality attention. It's so funny because that feels foreign to me now just in this amount of time. What a beautiful experience, Chelsea. So proud of you. Donna said, my confidence is building. The direction which I'd like to go is becoming clearer. And the picture of accomplishing my dreams is slowly coming out of my head and turning into a reality. I've accomplished more in the last month than I have in the last 10 years. It's amazing what her coaching can do, and I look forward to my weekly sessions with a great deal of eagerness and excitement. So beautiful, Donna. Another client shared, I used to dread the week starting, dreading the next day, dreaded the commute, exhaustion, unfulfilled, exhaustion, constant negative feelings, even though I was so busy doing so many things and doing lots of positive things. I felt like my life wasn't my own, still living in that loop of my life is not my own. Now I'm keeping the goal right in front. It's a good reminder for people, knowing what you want doesn't mean you always have to know everything. It takes out all the anxiety. This is exactly what's supposed to be happening. The long-term results from this are what's going to last me a lifetime. Now I know I've got this. So beautiful, lovely. Listen to what Amy shared. I came into the coaching program optimistic, but also with self-doubt. The program far exceeded my expectations. The tools I learned were so valuable and presented in a simple manner. What do these inspire for you, lovely, hearing all of these testimonials? These are just a few. There are so many more. So think about this. When you line up a schedule with your priorities, what will your testimony sound like? I'll share with you in a little bit what the next steps are to get started on this program, so stay tuned for those. But right now, let's get to the second part of this episode, how to fall in love with following through with your schedule. How to fall in love with your routine. Oh, it is so fulfilling to live that, where your schedule is not just something you have to do or going through the motions. Each day you are looking forward to what you are doing, even if there's effort involved, hard work involved. It doesn't mean that there's a removal of all challenges, but the way you approach challenges, the way you approach your schedule is completely different. It's so fulfilling. So earlier we talked about some of the roadblocks that get in the way of that, feeling tired, thinking it's too much, or maybe actually having too many things on your schedule. That's actually a circumstance we see as well from time to time. Sometimes there's even a community approach to your goals that can sound like this. Are you tired? Is it hard? You don't have to do that. So let's isolate that, because this is a roadblock. It has such an impact when it's not called out, so we're just going to call it out. To fall in love with following through on your schedule is you have to see comments like that as noise, like static that comes into your favorite song once in a while when you're in the car. It's not a problem. You don't have to change your goals. You don't have to stop putting effort into what you want. Just noticing that, of course, sometimes people may see you putting effort into goals and telling you, you don't have to do that. This is how many approach goals. A large amount of people we meet will approach goals this way. You know what? I thought I was going to do it, but I'm not. It's just not actually that important to me. Whatever the case may be, right? Like that may not even be the language they use. I want you to think about like when conversations like this have happened, what those conversations sound like. But it is the case. This is how many approach goals, which is why a lot of goals aren't reached. It's why a lot of goals aren't accomplished. But think about it. Effort, time, brain space, and planning go into your week whether you reach your goals or not. Effort, time, brain space, and planning go into your week whether you reach your goals or not. The reason you'll be reaching goals and enjoying the process is because you'll be building endurance, and endurance makes you stronger. Your conversation will be less and less about you being tired and more about how much you love what you're doing. How often do you hear people talk about how much they love what they're doing? It's so rare, isn't it? Come talk to my clients. Come talk to the lovelies in the communities. This is what we're doing. We are creating a schedule that lines up with our priorities, and we are loving it. We are loving what we do. But notice the conversation is different. It doesn't mean that we aren't tired sometimes. It doesn't mean that there aren't challenges sometimes. But overall, the conversation is not about how tired we are. It's about how much we love what we're doing. And each week is filled with activities that are productive and fulfilling, or just relaxing, just refreshing, which also, I'll tell you right now, is productive. Years pass fast. Have you all noticed this? I'm in my early 40s, and I just got to tell you, I just had a week of some intense Bible school that I was a part of. It was so beautiful, so fascinating. We learned so much. But it felt like that. It felt like that week was a flash, like I blinked my eyes and it was over. Years pass fast. So make each day intentional. Each day. Be present each day. This moment, while you're listening to this podcast right now, this is the moment you're alive in. This is the moment you are present in. The future hasn't happened yet. Yesterday is complete. Lining up a schedule with your priorities makes days where it feels like you're just going through the motions switched over to days that refresh you. Refresh you. Each weekend session lines you up more and more in the week ahead. The way you live lines up with how you say you wanted to. So let's paint this picture. Take the activities you're saying you want to do in conversation. Take all of the activities and routines that you've been telling people you want to do. Oh, I'd love to do Bible reading. I'd love to get healthier. I'd love to eat healthier. I'd like to have more energy. I'd love to go for walks. I'd love to quit my job and start something else, whatever it is. The specific routines that you want to have, that's the picture I want you to paint right now. Think of the activities you want to do that you're saying in conversation. Oh, I want to do this. List them out now. What are they? What do you want to be doing? What would you love to make a part of your routine right now? Without even having to know how to do it. We want to take that part out of it. I want you to just think about what are the things that you would love to have a part of your routine right now. Like if they were just second nature and they were just things that were a part of your routine right now. You got him? Okay. Now picture those things a part of your regular routine. It's done. Friends are asking you, they're coming up to you, how do you do it? Wow, you said you were going to do that and you did it. You're doing this. Tell me how you did it. And your response, I lined up a schedule with my priorities. And I love it. I love doing it. And I've been doing this for years now. It's just who I am. How does that feel? Let's take the schedule and routine you want to have out of conversation only and put it into practice. My program has all the features you need to make it happen. And we're at the part where I promised you earlier what your next steps are to make this possible for you. This is the next step. We'll look at the day you want to have, the week you want to have, the routines you want to have. Step 1. To do this with me, schedule a consultation. And I want to even invite you to do something special as you schedule your consultation and you think about us having a conversation together where we're going to talk about making this happen for you. Think about what your testimonial will sound like when you've accomplished it. So fun. I invite you to tell me what you love that to look like when we meet on our call. You can schedule your consultation by going to MissChristieWilliams.com and then click on Work with Christie. That's MSCHRISTIE Williams.com. I am so excited for you. I hope you have thoroughly enjoyed this episode. Can't wait to meet you if you're scheduling your consultation. What's the one biggest takeaway from this episode? Please share it and tag me on Instagram with this episode number, and I will repost that to share with all the lovelies so they can benefit from it too. Have the most beautiful week, lovely, and I'll see you next time.